So can you tell me about your baseball card thing?
Yeah.
And you're not on camera.
I'm Jeff, and I'm with Barnstormer Baseball Cards. We're out here right now in beautiful Las Vegas. Went to a couple card shops today. Saw a couple really good things. There was Joe DiMaggio's out here and Stan Musial and things like that.
Joe DiMaggio, like that's a legendary old school guy. Let me Yankees?
Yeah. This card was from 1948 Leaf. Pretty good condition, some things like that. I mean, you know, there are lots and lots of stops out here, but
price tag. What's the price tag on that?
Price tag on that was $1,000.
That's it?
That was $1,000. Yeah, but it had some issues. It had a corner issue, and on the back had a little bit of paper loss. So then you're starting to wonder if it grades. Will it grade and actually get a grade? Will it just be considered authentic and stuff like that? So if you're looking at going the PSA route like I do with things, it might be one that you may not get an actual grade on. So that's why I passed on it, didn't bring that home. If it didn't have those issues, I would have bought it today.
So let me ask you this, like, because I met a few guys who do the trading, right? They do trading and they go out and they go and buy things and they tell me these stories. Like, if you had $600, you probably can make $3,000. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't understand it all the way, but like, all right, so you're into that, right? Is it strictly baseball cards or do you go out to sports?
All sports cards. Yeah, I was strictly baseball cards for about 30 years. Started getting into the other sports, but no, they're exactly right. It's a little hard with new product. I mean, a lot of guys like to buy a new product, try to pull the high card, get something that's serial numbered or some kind of a good variant. I myself, I like to find people's collections, and you might buy their collection for $1,000.
Yeah.
And you might make 20,000. You might buy it for 400. You might make 4,000.
So let me ask you this.
So there's usually value to be had if you're willing to put in the time and effort.
So let me ask you this: why don't the people who buy cards from you just go and be you and buy the cards for less? Like, is it just like having fancy things? I want to pay a lot for it.
No, it's just I think for me, so since I'm immersed in the culture and I truly enjoy cards, it's like anything else. If you're passionate about it, you spend your time and you're going to find those kind of deals. Whereas most folks, they want to buy the 10 or the 100 cards that they want of the guy they like or the team that they support. And it's they're not immersed in the culture that would lead to, they could do that. Anybody could do that.
Anybody could.
But your passion level has to be high.
Gotcha.
Just like with anything. You can be successful at anything, any walk of life, if the passion's there.
So is it about the love of it? Is it about the hunt? Or is it about the money? Is it about the, memorabilia? What is it about for you?
For me, what I really like, the hunt is number one.
The hunt.
It's never about values, even though this stuff has lots and lots of value.
Yeah.
But I like to think that I'm part of something bigger.
Gotcha.
So when I get a card from 1948, like we just talked about, I think immediately, okay, has this been owned by 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people? Who else is taking care of this? Because we're all curators in the same thing.
It lasted that long, right? Even with a mixed up corner, it still lasted that long.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
And then I'm a part of that chain, and then 100 years from now, someone else will think the same. Well, who took care of this to get this to survive so we could all have a Joe DiMaggio?
Because that's the hope, that it lasts that long.
Right. So I'm sharing that with those other collectors that came before me. We all shared this card. I don't know who they are, but they helped it get this far. I'm going to help it get a little bit further.
So let me ask you, so last question before you go, and then I want to give like people your Twitter and all of that again. Why not just still take the card, right? Like, it's still the card, even though there's an angle or a part missing from it. Why not take the card?
Well,
because it's still the card, right?
Right, and it was something I heavily considered. Okay. But for me, my reason I didn't do that was $1,000 is still a lot of money. This is all real money out here, so $1,000 is $1,000. And I want to be able to leave these things on to my children after this, so I don't want them to have to upgrade immediately. And I would almost feel like if it came back authentic versus actually having a grade, that I would need to find one almost immediately to replace it. And that's where it gets sticky for me, is I don't want to buy something today thinking I need to buy another one tomorrow.
Right.
If it had just not had those issues, I'd have it, and then I'd probably own it for decades.
God, wow.
So that was just the deal for me, was that this isn't the one I'd probably leave on to my sons, so then I'm offloading it later. And that was just my sticking point.
What's your Twitter again one more time?
Barnstormer Baseball Cards.
Barnstormer Baseball Cards.
Yes,
is that one word with any hashtags?
That's all one word. Nope.
Barnstormer
Baseball Cards.
Stormer Baseball Cards. I'm going to find you and I'm going to tag you when I drop this up, man. Thank you for having it. I hope you find some real gems.
All right, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
My man, thank you.
All right, you be good.
Appreciate it.